So we handed us the clipboards, we did the devotions, we sang some songs, we spent some time learning the rules of the church, where we're going to be staying, obviously guys and guys quarters and just things like that, some of the logistics. And we get the clipboards and we have to divide into teams, and that's one thing that I'm always leery about being a youth pastor. I know that I'm going to offend some teenagers, or they're going to be mad at me because they're not going to be where they want. And so I sat down with my notepad and started to divide up the teens between the two work sites we were going to be at, and it just went surprisingly smooth. A lot of the teens decided what they wanted to do, and it was pretty evenly split. And those teens that didn't care were just open to anything. We're able to put them at the different sites, and so that worked out. So we load up all the tools every day, and every night we have to load up the tools because we can't leave them on the job site. And so we load up the tools in the van, and we head out. We got about a half-hour drive to get to our work sites, and we arrived there on Monday morning. And we find out that the work sites are about a block apart, which was nice. That even the teenagers that were split up, we could do lunch together, and even throughout the day, if we needed tools that the other site had, we could share those, which was nice. And so we showed up at the first job site, and that was my crew, and so we jumped out, and we had a house that needed to be scraped and painted on the entire outside, medium-sized house. I remember looking at the task thinking, there's no way we're going to get done with this in this week. It was a lot of work. We start chipping the paint, and we realize that there's probably 15 coats of paint on the house, and the outside coat is almost like a bandeau that you put on a car, just really, really thick and hard to get to. So we just start scraping and just working hard at it, and the teens weren't complaining. It was extremely hot. I remember getting out that morning, and the sun was out, and the sweat begins dripping off your face at 8 o'clock in the morning, very muggy. But the teens didn't complain. They worked hard, and I remember that was the first day, so we went over to the other work site to see what the other team was working on, and they unloaded their tools, and they started working on this guy's house named Bobby DeSoto Jackson, how old was he? 70 something year old, 6'2", African American man with a big white afro, just a cool kind of guy. They had talked to us about him before. His house was a lot closer to being finished. Aaron Sturry was kind of the leader of that crew with his construction experience, and they were going to put in some doors, put in some windows. They had a lot of trim work that needed to be put up and scraped, and it still had kind of the old paint on it, and so they had to scrape the paint off and reprime the trim. So they got hard to work that first day as well.
Kwaze kwabonakala thina sofana naye, kwaze kwabonakala thina sofana naye, kwaze kwabonakala thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye. Kwaze kwabonakala thina sofana naye, kwaze kwabonakala thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, thina sofana naye, sofana naye.
When he comes time, shall be like him. When he comes time, shall be like him.
Everybody say, oh, everybody say, oh, yeah, like him.
No one makes time, shall be like him.
See his face, yeah.
See his face, time, shall be like him. Like him.
Yeah, Lord.
When he comes, I shall be like him.
I can hardly wait when he comes. Oh,
Shall be like him.
oh, yeah, yeah. My soul cries. Everybody clap your hands and say, my way.
So
Hey, welcome to New Orleans. I'm Joel Werner with Common Unity Church Ministries, and as you can see from pictures that are going to be taken around, there's still a tremendous need here. We're 2 months short of the 5-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And you know, a number 5 comes up because the city is known for a 5-block area of Bourbon Street where a lot of terrible things happen. We're on North Claiborne Street, and in a 5-block area here, there are 7 churches. New Orleans, I've never seen more churches in my life than in New Orleans, and a lot of those churches got into the relief effort, are helping the rebuilding effort, and that's what we're here doing on probably the 15th trip down here for myself personally, not counting 2 years I spent here. And the homes here are still in need, the people are in need. Folks, we need you to come and help in New Orleans. Our future trips are coming throughout the fall and winter. Please sign up and be here. The pictures that are going to be taken that'll accompany this video are really going to show you a tremendous need that still exists.
We're down here in sunny New Orleans where it's a balmy 95 degrees out, and the humidity is probably in the upper 80th percentile. And we are at Nikki and Frank's house down here, and we are currently doing a paint job on it. And before we can paint it, we need to scrape it. There's about 5 layers of paint on it. It does seem a little lead-based, so I apologize, parents, but they're not breathing a bunch in. Don't worry about it. And we're scraping the paint off. We're trying to sand it down for the areas that we can't get scraped, and then we're going to prime it and paint it. I'm not sure we'll get to that by the end of this week, but our goal is to prep the house for painting. And we got some teenagers here from Fairview that are doing it, and we got 2 different locations that we're at. This location, we have Kim, and we have Anna, and we have John, and we have Jericho, we have Morgan, we have Casey, and we have Malia. Scraping and peeling and doing the best we can to get these 5 layers off and get it nice and set for a fresh coat of paint.
Okay, the bus trip on the way here was really hot, and we sat around, and most of us tried to sleep, but it was way too hot. And right now we're working at Bobby's house. We're painting, and the other group is at the other house, and they're scraping paint off the house. There's about 5 layers of paint right now. It is very hot outside, and we are about to take a lunch break.
What we were doing is we were ripping up some of the flooring in there because, well, the water had done some water damage alongside of it. So we ripped it up and we had to replace the new flooring.
We had to wipe our face like every 2 or 3 minutes. It looked like we just got done out of a shower. It is blazing hot down here. And DeSoto's hair is awesome. He's got like the white afro. I mean, it is the coolest thing ever. We love his do. He said it was red before, which would be kind of odd, but it looks awesome now.
We were just painting the porch here, and we had a minivan pull up and stop out in front here. A gentleman got out, dropped off 2 cases, a case of water and 2 bags of ice. And we asked who that was for, and he said it was for us. And we asked who it was from, and he said from him.